Hello, class. So I wanted to talk with you about collage, both its history and some contemporary artists that work in this method. What is collage? Collage is technique and the resulting artwork in which materials are adhered to a support. Okay, so those materials could be paper, photos, fabric, all types of things. And sometimes artists will include objects in their artworks, even in paintings, and this starts to become assemblage. Okay, so if you look at this work by Robert Rauschenberg, he included an eagle. So you're probably wondering, what does collage have to do with painting? And I'm going to talk with you about three ways that they're related. So the first way is that a painting could have collaged elements. Okay, and that's what's going on here. So yeah, this artist made this kind of paint by number looking painting, and then collaged these elements on top. This picture of the pizza, these little airplanes, and this fake piece of poop. And another way they could be related is that an artist can make a collage, such as a photo montage. That's what James Rosenquist makes here. And then can make a painting inspired by that collage. Okay, so the artist made this photo montage and then painted from it. And another way that collage and painting can be related is that a painting can have a collage-like composition. Okay, and that's what's going on here with Larry Pittman's painting. Okay, so there's no collaged elements, and I don't think he works from a collage, but I think there's definitely a collage-like aesthetic to his composition, and the way that all these disparate parts are brought together to create a new whole. Collage has been involved in many art movements throughout the 20th century, as well as the 21st century. Okay, you can see here, Pablo Picasso used collage in 1913, Hannah Hoke used collage in 1928, and Larry Pittman's inspired by collage in 2005. So, collage first made its appearance in modern art through the work of George Braque and Pablo Picasso, who were two artists part of the Cubist movement. And these artists were working together, and it's kind of a mystery of art history of who first began using collage. Now, that doesn't mean that it wasn't used before. It was used. Collage was a technique that was used before, but it was more part of craft as opposed to the tradition of fine art. Okay, you can see here. So this is a drawing that has collaged elements. And I believe this work on the right by Picasso is a collage that has some painted elements. So Georges Braque and Picasso's use of collage in the Cubist movement continues to have an effect on artists today. So Dada is one movement that was inspired by collage, and I'm going to show you a couple artists that worked in this movement. One of them was Hannah Hoke, and she created photo montages, which are collages that use just photographs. And she would make these from cutting pieces out of magazines and putting them together. And a lot of her work dealt with themes of gender and ethnicity. Another artist is John Hartfield, and he also was a Dada artist, and he used photo montage. I think he may have used the Lightroom to create these. They look a little bit more seamless, but nonetheless, he compiled photographs together to create a new image, and often his work was political. Okay, and then we have Neo-Dada, and an artist of that movement is Robert Rauschenberg, and he created these artworks, okay, which had elements of collage, including paper, including fabric, including a tie, and whatever else you could see in here that's collaged on. It looks like a piece of twine, okay, as well as painted elements. Okay, we have like some expressionistic marks right here. Okay, and the work on the right, has a clock, as well as some 3D elements, which makes it into an assemblage as well. Okay, it has a piece of wood right here. It has a little broken wheel, whatever this is, this little weight. Okay, so there's many types of objects that are integrated into that artwork. Okay, here's another collage by Robert Rauschenberg. Okay, you can see all the types of materials he's adhering to his canvas. Okay, looks like a piece of wood right here. We have some paper. Let's see some photographs. Another tie. I really like ties. Some pieces of fabric of some sort. Or what looks like fabric. Okay, as well as some. Ooh, what's this over here? Okay, picture of the White House. Okay, as well as some expressionistic marks. Another movement that used collage was pop art. And collage fit pop art's goals very well because pop artists were interested in using images of popular media in their artwork. Okay, so they could go and cut images of popular media out of magazines, out of tabloids, newspapers, and directly integrate them into their artwork. Okay, and this is one of the artists is Richard Hamilton, and this is one of his most famous works called "Just What It Is It That Makes Today's Home So Different, So Appealing." Okay, and the artist kind of redid this work and made one that fit the context of 1994. You can see there's a microwave, a computer, TV, well, color TV. It's black and white over here. Here's another work called Interior. Okay, then we have Tom Wesselman. And we'll start with the one on the right. So you can see that images of ham, beer, camera, some Coca-Cola bottles, as well as coffee, were all integrated into this artwork. Okay, and there's also painted elements. Okay, this tablecloth painted, this background, and it's all painted in a pop art style. These flat shapes and sharp edges. Okay, let's look at this one. So we have this photograph of a Lincoln painting. We have these beer bottles with the still life, the image of a still life. Some pears. Okay, all collaged into this artwork. Okay, we have painted elements. Okay, which include the star and this tablecloth and this background. I think this cat may be collaged. And then we have this. We have a TV included in the artwork. Okay, so we have a real TV that was included in this painting. Okay, it looks like the artist cut this out and placed the TV in there. And contemporary painters continue to use collage as well as be inspired by it. So this is one contemporary artist. Her name's Carol Karumpas, and I don't know her exact process, but I'm assuming that she makes a collage, perhaps on the computer, and then she paints from it. Okay, I'm sure some of the processes used in this work as well. We have Shepard Fairey, and the way his work is made is he collages onto the background, and then he stencils on top of that. Okay, so he paints on top. And he paints in a way that is sometimes transparent, so you can see the background come through. He's the artist that did the Obama posters. Okay, I'm sure you remember that image. Okay, so now if you want to do some more research, here are some sources that I used. Okay, that could teach you more about collage. On Canvas, I included a list of collage artists on the first assignment, so that'll give you a good overview of what people have already done using this method.